Yeah, I hope everybody. Let me talk to you about the test again. I think we're not going to do much more than that today because I got a bunch of questions on the test. Okay, so we had said that the test is all on portfolio theory. And we said we had the first question, question number 1, was 40 points in 2 parts. And I would say this question is more of the theory or derivation type. Now let me talk about that for a second. Okay. Now somebody asked about the, I guess they were talking about the Markowitz portfolio equations. Now we won't have any Lagrange multipliers or Markowitz portfolio type derivations on the test. But another person asked about derivatives. Now, as a hint, in your 2 pages, I would definitely put a little table of derivatives in there, because you may forget some of your derivatives here. And you're going to have to take some, and you may have to take some derivatives. The second question is 60 points, and I think it's in 3 parts. Let me check here. 2, maybe more than 3 parts. 3, 4, 5 parts. And this one is computational. Remember, you're allowed to bring your calculator here. You can't bring an iPad or anything like that, or an iPhone or something. I don't know if you can pick up some of this stuff on the web. You probably could on Google Scholar, but just a normal, say a normal technical computer, a calculator. They even have like financial calculators, but we're not going to do anything like that, so you really wouldn't need that. That would come in a different type of course, financial calculators. So those were the big questions that came up. People worried about that. Now, we won't have anything. I said that this is all the stuff is going to be on portfolio theory. So we're going to have nothing on the CAP-M here. And we won't be getting into, remember we started on derivatives, futures and forwards, and options. And we'll continue on that tomorrow. The test is on Wednesday. And we have indicated to some people that they could take the test at an earlier or later date. Some people have travel plans and stuff. So we try to be as flexible as possible. And what's going to happen is that coming up, we'll make sure that we give some more homework and extra credit. Remember, the homework is going to count a third, the test a third, and your project a third. So study for the test, make up a good so-called cheat sheets. If I were making it up, I would put like a small table of derivatives. You can Xerox that out of any kind of magazine, okay? Not a huge table. You don't need an enormous number of derivatives, but a small table would be good. And go over the notes, and where we derive some things, look at that. See if you can do it on that. We had one derivation where we, I think in the book it was A and B, and in the notes we said 1 and 2. We had 2 assets. So I would look at that problem again. I think some people, right, Shonak had some problems with that problem, right?
Which one?
The one where you have 2 assets and you try to find the minimum variance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you simply take the derivative with respect to the weight, W1. Our textbook, when we look at the solution in our textbook likes to use Lagrange multipliers, but it's not necessary at all. Just take the derivative with respect to W1, the first weight. You could do it with W2 if you wanted to, but it's easier to use W1. Or if it says WA in that, in fact, I got an email from somebody that said somehow they got knocked off and they used W1 and W2 instead of WA and WB. Did you see that? I'll show it to you. And so I would say that if they did that, I mean, it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'll check that. So I think in class we use W1 and W2, and the homework problem or the extra credit asked you for WA and WB. I think that was a problem 4 that you needed to do before you did problem 3 in the book. That was a little crazy. So look, we don't have that many derivations, but forget about the derivations of the Markowitz formula. You don't need that. But look at the other stuff. We didn't have so much, actually. Now think about what's important in portfolio theory, and always study your notes. Since I made up the test, the best way to study for my test is to study the notes, of course. Okay. I'm going to call it short today because I just got in this morning from, I had my flight canceled last night, and they tried to reroute me, and then I ended up sleeping in Philadelphia. So got out early this morning. Okay, so I hope all you guys had good vacations, and everybody, I wish good luck on the test. You've probably been studying, but you've got enough time to study now too. Wednesday, remember? Okay. Thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing your tests.